whenever I joined an online cloud-based brokerage, we still had to have that community. And so that is what we did. And so when Matt said, let's take it on the road, I was like, I got the perfect group. And for whatever reason, everything happens for a reason, right? For whatever reason, I never deleted that group, or that page. I went back, and I almost did, because I deleted a lot of stuff. And I was like, look, I got it. It's got like 800 people following it already. I just brought it back to life and said, Matt, hey, how about the Real Estate Roadshow? He's like, let's do it. So here we are. This is the very first one. And we've learned a lot from it, and we're excited to still bring you guys all the value and everything today. And so I'm starting out though, because I created a system, and that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to share with you guys a system that I put together for myself, and it's really how I found the freedom to flourish in real estate. And I see so many agents struggling and struggling and struggling all the time. And we don't have to do that, you guys. Like, I know it's a tough market right now, but if you just put your plan together and you work it and you do the things that you're going to learn today, you will have the deals. They will come. It's about building and creating and designing the perfect system that fits your needs. So I'm going to go into that a little bit more in a little bit, but who am I even to stand up here? So I've been an agent for a long time. I'm what I like to call a career agent. Like, I've never been part-time. I went all in when I got my real estate license. I was like, I got my real estate license. Like, this is so cool. And I come from like poverty, and my dad was an alcoholic and a lot of stuff. I was divorced in my early 20s and had 2 kids, single mom, no money, 2 jobs. So when I got my real estate license, it was huge. I was like, okay, it's up to me now to create this, right? Like, I'm gonna be a millionaire. And so it wasn't that easy. Let me just say that. Like, I got the license and I was like, okay, now what? Right? But I learned, I did it. I won awards my first year. I just was like, you know what? Fake it till you make it. Like, let's just do this. And so I did. And I was the top producer for several different companies over the years, and it's been great. So I average 50 deals a year-ish, sometimes 40, well, lately it's like more like 20, but it's that time, and we have to go with the market. And one of the things I want to say is, I hate it when agents say, I give up, like, I'm not going to do real estate. Don't give up. Like, maybe you have to get a second job, but don't give up your real estate license. It's a license. Let that be your second job. Go do something else until the market switches, and then come back. So, we've all got to do what we got to do. A few years ago, I co-authored this book. I have 4 sons, so I got a lot to live up to and leave, and a legacy to build and all that stuff. And what I'm going to talk about today is my first pillar, and it's mindset. Because of all the stuff I just shared with you, I am a survivor of childhood drama. I used to just call it trauma because my parents put me through a lot of things. I had 18 different home addresses by the time I was 18 years old, went to 15 different schools, something like that. It was just a lot of moving around, a lot of uncertainty. And this was not military moving. This was moving out of scarcity and lack and running from whatever my mom was running from at the moment. And so I say all of that because if I can do this, you guys, anyone can do this. And so I'm here today to get us started and help you put together your own real estate abundance plan, AKA business plan, but business plan is so boring, so we're going to call it an abundance plan. And this is what it looks like. My 4 pillars. There's 4 pillars to this system: mindset, branding, foundations, and automations. No matter where you're working at in your real estate business, you are working in one of these pillars. So I'm going to give you a high-level overview of each one of these pillars in my presentation. However, we have these other amazing agents in here who've put together great systems of their own in each one of these areas. So today you're going to get a presentation from Sylvia Dana on branding, from Barkley Romero on foundations, and from Matt Graham on automation. So it all is going to flow. So I'm also going to tell you really quick, I do have a handout, but it's more like a save it to your computer kind of thing. So at the very end, I have a QR code. So just watch today and implement and join me online in my Facebook group another time so you could have that download. So that's coming to you also. All right, so like I said, the first pillar is mindset, and it's all about mindset, you guys, because whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are correct. But if you just create it and build it, hi Chuck! I'm so happy you're here. I was hoping to give you a hug later. But this is one of my favorite gurus, is Tony Robbins. What we focus on determines how we feel, and how we feel, our state of mind powerfully influences our actions and our interactions. And that is so true because, you call it positivity and negativity, call it whatever you want, but where you are in your mindset and in your state of mind, if you wake up in the morning and your feet hit the ground and you're like, oh my God, how am I going to rob from Peter to pay Paul today? And I got all this stuff going on. And like, I've been there. I lived my whole life there. It's scarcity, fight or flight, and it's no fun. How do we get out of it though? And we're going to talk about that a lot more. But always be asking yourself, what is my current state of mind? And what can I do to change it? Because if it's not good, guess what? Your work's not going to be good. And you're not going to be an influencer to your little audience. And it's just, it doesn't happen. So, like I said, I do an abundance challenge every first Tuesday of every month. You've probably all seen that marketing going out. And I go over a little bit more in detail because this presentation is really like an hour and I'm going to breeze through it. But, and like I said, I'm just going to cover mindset, but there's so much more to it. I really need more time. But we're going to talk about abundance versus scarcity for a minute, because doesn't this one look better over here? Right? Like this is the river. This is the river that you want to be on. You want to be on the abundance river. The scarcity river, though, is the one that we always seem to be on. And I want you to think, I like to think of these rivers as like, these are the neurons running through my brain, creating the loops. So I've got these scarcity loops going through my head, depending on what I went through in my childhood or what identity I'm identifying with at the moment. But a lot of that comes from the past. Like our past experiences determine our current outcomes. And you've got to learn where your loops are and the stories that you're telling yourself over and over, and figure out how to stop telling yourself those stories and come over here to the abundance river neurons flowing through our minds and start telling yourself those stories. And when your feet hit the ground in the morning, once you get your mind reprogrammed and your mindset and you're working on that, just follow Chuck. He's one of my gurus for mindset. But once you get going, then your feet hit the ground and you're like, let's go, bitches. You're like, let's go. Like, it's so much better over there on the abundant river. And then things just start happening for you instead of to you. But you're the only one that can do this. You've literally got to be in control of that mindset. And so you have to ask yourself, what needs to change? First of all, we're going to create your vision. So that's all in my abundance plan that I'm going to help you guys do. How many transactions do you want to have this year? How many do you need? Like, let's just plan for a year. If you're living in scarcity, let's just get out. Don't create for 5 years. That's another time. We're going to talk about what you can do in the very next year. So what needs to change to go there though? Do you need coaching? Do you need to work on your diet, your habits, your whatever it is for you? You need to go internal. I forgot I have a pointer. Oh yeah, right there. You need to go internal. And the biggest thing is this right here, you guys. Limit your intake. Whatever you're intaking from social media, from the news, from all of that, it will just set you right over into that scarcity river, and you'll be flowing uphill. That's the scarcity river. The scarcity river flows downhill in our minds. It's like easy to jump on that river and just go for a ride, right? But when you get on the abundance river and you're over here, like that river is so much harder. It's like it flows uphill. You got to get on it, and you got to like really paddle and fight for it. But I promise, like when you get to the destination, when you get on the abundance river going up, like it's so much better, and it will take you to your dreams and make it happen. So focus only on your plan. Another thing I want to talk about real quick is competition. No competition. Like we do not like competition. We're all independent contractors. We all can design our own business abundance plan, and we could go work it. We don't even need to know what all those other realtors are doing out there. What other people think of you is none of your business. You design your audience, your avatar, your people, and you work on that. Sylvia's going to talk to you about branding, and Barclay's going to have some great stuff too about communities and building that and using, like we just have so much for you today. But my point is no competition. One more thing I want to say about that is that for new agents, like anybody in here brand new, like just got their real estate license? Okay, awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're so lucky because you can just start where I'm telling you and just skip the whole negativity, I can't do it phase. And when you get there, just know we all have gone there and been there and done that. But we move over to abundance as quickly as possible. But remember, you're down here. You're level 1. Don't compare yourselves to level 10 agents, because guess what? They were level 1 as well. And some of the level 10 agents, like they climbed right up. They like had no problems, no issues. They just took off and did it. Some of them have had to struggle. I struggled a lot. I didn't know I was successful even when I was successful. I was still like, man, why can't I get this right? But I was doing great. So anyway, just please don't let competition stop you from doing your thing. We all have our own little audience. We're influencers. We have our place in our communities. We can be an influencer of 100 people. Doesn't have to be millions. We're not reaching for millions. Figure out what your audience needs to be, and then go just create the content and the few things for them. Here are some ideas. I'm not going to read through all of this because I really want to do a quick overview. Am I doing okay? Okay. I want to do a quick overview of the other pillars, just so as you're hearing it, you're able to really compartmentalize in your mind. Oh, okay. Well, this is branding, or this is future. Like this is leverage. What Matt's going to talk about is really finding leverage through automations. And so just know, don't let it all confuse you. When you're out at a class or something, just chalk it up to one of these pillars and know that, okay, I need to work on that, but that's part of this, and it just simplifies it all. All right, so now we're gonna talk about branding. And I'm just gonna kind of really quickly go over this. So what is branding? Branding is, you are the, it's about you. It's your story. What is your story? Who are your people? People want to work with you. It's not just about sharing how great you are, though. It's about sharing your story. So you are an influencer to your audience. So just remember that you are your own influencer. And I hate the word influencer, as we all think, oh my gosh, I got to go out and get like 5 million followers. We do not need to do that. What we need to do is find our people, our tribe, and in our communities, and we need to work on them. And so I think of communities and funnels as that's my business. My business is creating these funnels, picking 3 funnels, working them hard, doing the right thing, and then those people are going to find me because I'm putting the content out for them. And this is an example of a funnel. And then so other people are going to go over this. So I hate to say too much about my style of this, but I do on the challenge. I go a lot deeper into this. But we put the content out into the world, all those top of funnel pieces, which I call special offers, and then we get them into our Lofty account or whatever you're going to use, and then they go through, and when they get to the bottom and they're ready to buy or sell a house, guess what? They're going to call you because you've been nurturing them through your funnel, and they know who you are. You've sent them newsletters, you've sent them videos, you've sent them messages, emails, not just spam either. Get personal, show them who you are. Do a YouTube video, do a story, send it out. But by the time they get to the bottom, they're going to call you. Agents want quick results. They want now business, right? Like, we're like, where do I get, like, I need a deal tomorrow. But the problem is, all those people that are ready to buy tomorrow, guess what? They've been in somebody else's funnel. So who are they going to call? They're going to call that person, or they're going to call Zillow, and then they're going to run your butt ragged, and they're going to go buy from somebody else. Get them into your funnel and nurture your funnel that way. All right, this is an example of what's your offer. So my top 3 funnels or communities, I call them communities, but my VIP, my passion community, and for the public, a relocation guide. So there's all kinds of different offers that you can create and put out into the world, and we'll talk more about that later. So I'm going to kind of go over that. But you are the people you spend your time with. So if you spend your time working on those funnels, creating the content, getting it out to the people, then they're going to be calling you. And one more thing I want to say about that is communities. Like, think of your funnels as being communities. You have your friends community, your family, your work, your passion community, which could be like a nonprofit or something like that. I know Barclay's going to talk a lot more about that. I used to be on the board for the crisis center in my town. I sold so many houses to those people because they knew I was the realtor that they could trust. That was one of my communities. That was my passion community. Also, my Jeep community. Like, I'm a Jeeper. Like, we have a Jeep. We go rock crawling, and that's my Jeep. It's the White Rabbit. Yeah. Different referral communities. So think of everything you do like you're building yourself as the influencer in your little community. All right, foundations. Here's a few. I'm not going to get into this because Barclay's going to be talking a lot more about foundations. Automations. Your number one automation in your business needs to be time blocking. If you don't put it on a calendar, on a schedule, I don't care if you do it like at 5 a.m. or 10 a.m. or 3 a.m., but if it's supposed to be done that day, you need to do your best to get it done. And time blocking works differently for everybody. So there's no like magical thing that's going to, knock you in the head and say, oh, I got to do this right now. Like, you're the only one that could go do your time blocking and figure out what you need to do. So the abundance plan that I share with everybody is where I tell everyone to start. Start with your abundance plan. We're going to create the plan, and then we're going to time block the activities that are on the plan so that you could go and do the work. So today, as you listen to all these other speakers talk, figure out what's missing today in your business. When they're talking, take notes and figure out what's missing. And then we're going to build on that every single month and your own plan. Here are a few different automations. And that's about it, you guys. If you can dream it and have the courage to take action and have discipline to stay on the right path, you will make it. All right, here's my QR code for my private Facebook group called Freedom to Flourish in Real Estate. And if you'll just join that, the pinned post on that group is the document. And if you can't do that, or you need a different way, just get a hold of me before we leave here today, and I'll be happy to either email it to you or get it to you a different way and give you more information. All right, so there's no more slides, y'all. So now I'll let you get Sylvia going, and I'll introduce her.